Hey there, and welcome to my masterclass on how to create a profitable freedompreneur business as an online coach without having to sell your kidney or to work around the clock to get there. I'm so excited that you're here with me and can't wait to spend the next hour with you. Now, as this is not live, I would love for you to either write in a journal or open up an email, and you can send me the email then to nevednevd.com so that you're interacting with me, and I'd love to read your comments because I want you to be present, I want you to interact with me, and I really would love to read your comments and your responses to the questions that I will ask. So my name is Neve. In case you don't know me, I'm a coach trainer, founder of the Fired Up Coaching Academy, which is a self-coaching program with an optional coaching certification. I'm Irish, came to Switzerland in 1993 to work at the UN. 3 teenagers, got a master's in dyslexia when my kids were small, actually. I became certified in the process called the work of Byron Katie, a very powerful process. Also trained at the Coach Training Institute, but you know what? I really, really, really love what I do. And I want to share with you in pictures my journey. I don't know about you, but for me, I love to see pictures. Do you? Let me know. Let me know what you think. I went through my camera since 2012 and I found photos of the highlight reel. So here goes. The first one was in 2012. Now, I want to explain to you that prior to that, I came to Geneva, Switzerland in 1993 already to work at the UN. And I was working there until 2006. And then I started a company called Love to Learn. Unfortunately, I have no photos of that. I was trying to find an old brochure. I had brochures and flyers because I used to work with children with dyslexia and give talks on dyslexia and with neurodivergent children and adults too. And then I discovered the work of Byron Katie through a friend who was going through a really incredibly challenging time, and she was managing it amazingly. You know, she was so upbeat and just really wise about it. So I got really curious about this process and became obsessed with watching YouTube videos of Byron Katie doing the work, kind of a facilitation, a coaching with clients. And I thought it was so powerful. I would see people really stressed out. And after 20 minutes, half an hour with her, they were just a new person. And I discovered the power of that it's a questioning process, like cognitive behavioral therapy. And I discovered the power of it in 2009. And I said to my friend, you know, we've got to go and attend a 9-day workshop. Byron Katie runs these 9-day workshops called School for the Work. And I remember my friend saying, but Neve, like how, you know, I don't have the money and I don't think you do. And I remember saying to her, where there's a will, there's always a way. I was so desperately wanting to go, and I just felt that it was right. And so she applied and got a full scholarship. I applied and got $100 per month repayment, which was very kind of them. And we went in 2009 to LA and loved it so much that both decided to certify in the process. So this is certification week. Unfortunately, I have no photo of me with Byron Katie, but she is in the top corner there. That is Byron Katie. Incredibly wise woman. It wasn't always so. She had an experience when she was 44 years old that changed everything for her, but you can check her out online. So yeah, I'm in the middle with the stripy top. That was all of us that certified. And there, the Institute for the Work, we were sitting on the steps and I'm in the bottom left corner there. So I found those old photos from 2012. This is me in Nairobi, 2014. It was so beautiful. I did the work with these women, all these women. They know the work of Byron Katie. It was so beautiful. So that was when I was leaving. I was there for a year, and I ran 20 stress management workshops for these beautiful women. And when I was saying goodbye, that's what they did, which was it was really lovely to come across that. Fast forward, the next kind of highlight along the way was in 2016 because I discovered coaching. And actually, it was later in 2016. It was about November 2016, I think. I can't remember exactly. When I decided to decertify as a facilitator of the work of Byron Katie. It's a beautiful process. And I just felt too caged in, you know, and I wanted to branch out. I wanted to talk about what's possible instead of You know, the work of Byron Katie is very much about questioning our beliefs, our stressful beliefs. And I wanted to look at what can we create? What can we create? And so I did some training certifications and also mindset work. So this was David Nagel. He trained directly with Bob Proctor. Comment below or type in your email if you know who Bob Proctor is. He is the god. He's passed on now. He died 2 years ago, but he's the godfather of mindset work. One of the best. And so David Nagel is a great teacher. And so I went to Montreal, even though David Nagel is based in North Carolina, but that event was in Montreal in January of 2016. And it was really eye-opening for me to see what was possible with his high-end clients. And it was just, you know, to see that, wow, these people, I remember the lady sitting beside me, put her hand up. She was celebrating having just been commissioned to do a piece of artwork for $100,000. And she was talking about, you know, she had been a broke, struggling artist. And when her mindset shifted, so did her prizes, and she was so grateful to him. And it was just, it was amazing for me. So it really opened me up to what's possible. And then later that year, I was driving in Geneva. I was driving home and I was stuck in traffic, and I was behind a Seat Ibiza, you know, that car, Seat Ibiza car. And I was thinking then about Ibiza. And yeah, so ended up creating a self-love retreat, a 4-day self-love retreat in October 2016. Beautiful, beautiful event, beautiful memories from there. And yeah, I don't have a photo of the hotel, it was amazing, but these are some highlights from it. It was just fabulous. We had dance lessons and meditation and lots of self-love activities and music as well. Really great. Now, here is a question. You can win a 20-minute coaching session with me. No, I'm sorry. This only works for the live when I'm sharing this live, because you're going to get the answer to this in the next slide. Where in Paris is this toilet with a golden bin located? I have this thing about when I'm in really nice places, I take photos of the toilets, the bathroom. And yeah, I took a photo and a video as well, because the golden bin, it was amazing. So this was I found in my photos in 2017 in Paris at the Ritz. Okay, so I was masterminding with some peers, and there's me checking out the bathroom. Look, I was videoing the bathroom. And you can't hear me saying it there, but I actually say the bin is golden. So yes, that was a fun memory for me to come across from the Ritz in Paris. And I'm going to be running VIP events at the Ritz in Paris because it's an incredible place, the Ritz. Have you ever been to the Ritz in Paris? We had afternoon tea, which I think cost 120 euros. It was champagne and small sandwiches and then cakes for dessert. But honestly, it was such an incredible experience. And for me, I loved Princess Diana. And of course, that was her last dinner that she had at the Ritz in Paris. So I really felt that when I was there. It was beautiful. It's so important to surround yourself with, you know, if you have dreams, as much as possible, put yourself in the energy and the space of who you imagine that you'll be when those dreams are achieved. So for example, sorry, just to go back, you know, what I do regularly, is I will journal in hotels. And I mean, it's only $1 or $2 more than in a regular coffee shop. And you're just in that environment of luxury. And it really does make a difference to your energy. 2017 in November, I went to Los Angeles and I worked with Regan Hillier. That's me and Regan, me with my short hair. My fashion sense is maybe not so, it's not one of my talents, but yeah, that was incredible. And I trained to be a laser coach with Regan. That means in 20 minutes to be able to give, to be laser focused coaching session with clients. And that really has been great, actually, to make me more efficient as a coach. She doesn't offer it anymore, so I'm glad that I got that certification back then. In 2018, I was in New York with my mentor, Katrina Ruth. I'm up there at the top, and there's Katrina Ruth on the bottom. Katrina Ruth has been a great influence for me. She's now moved in a different direction, but she really helped me to find that creative side of me, that free spirit. And, you know, it's really, her messaging was all around being yourself. And actually, I remember when I was, I trained with Coach Training Institute. That's one of the many coach trainings that I took. And I was going to continue with them. And then I looked at the founders or, the leaders of that institute. And I was going to invest quite a bit of money with them. And then I looked at Katrina Ruth, who really inspired me, who's very fit, very healthy, very brave, really put herself out there in a free way. And I thought, why do I want to go down the route of, kind of institutionalized? I mean, I know that they wouldn't like to be called that, but I just felt it was Katrina Ruth's approach was resonating with me a lot more. So I followed my heart, and she helped me a lot with my business, with writing, with journaling, etc. So. And then, oh, I'm sorry, this photo isn't showing. Oops. Oh, but it's a photo of me in Krakow, Poland. And I don't recall the name of the workshop, but it was a great event. Peter Sage worked directly with Tony Robbins, so it was very much that kind of a vibe. And yeah, it was a really great experience. Unfortunately, the photo isn't showing, but it's the photo of the face, which is a famous kind of monument in the square in Krakow. But yeah, Canva doesn't want to show it. Okay, and then 2020 to 2022. I did a lot of online trainings. I wasn't traveling as much. To be honest, what I realized was I had to pull the reins in because I was really excited about my coaching business and had a big vision and still, really feel that big vision. And I just expected, well, all the money is going to come back to me. So to be honest, everything I earned, I was just pumping back into my business, which I don't regret because, it's like, I believe the investment that we make in ourselves is the best investment that we can make because, we are our product as coaches. And I was a little bit too optimistic. And I love optimism, but I hit a point where I was like, okay, slow down, Neve. Because also what I was doing was I was thinking, yes, I'll work with that coach and that coach and that coach. And I wasn't doing the day-to-day tasks that really were going to move the needle for me and make the difference. And it was too much out there and hoping that coach that I was investing very highly with was going to be the solution for me. And so I made some painful mistakes, but there's no real mistakes. There's no failures. It's all learning. And it was all just, along the way, comment below, message me, let me know. Have you also made some investments where you're expecting a high return on that investment and you didn't get it? And you were like, what's wrong with me? Why am I not, like everyone else seems to be doing really well. Why am I not? It's a tough part of entrepreneurship, but it's like, you have to earn your stripes. It's like that. And then you learn to manage yourself and you really become stronger and more resilient, and that really serves you. Anyway, so I decided then to get more serious and did an executive coaching certification with Michael Neatlich. He's got the Center for Executive Coaching in Florida, which has recently been bought apparently by another coaching company. But anyway, I would recommend it. It was good. And then I trained with Deborah Price, which is the Money Coaching Institute, to become a money coach because honestly, everything that I think, okay, so I haven't been managing my money well, I need to learn how to do that. So how will I do it? I'll become a money coach. And I also did Sacred Money Archetypes with Kendall Summerhawk. Denise Duffield Thomas seems to be, people I think that Sacred Money Archetypes come from Denise, but no, she also trained with Kendall Summerhawk, who is the originator of the Sacred Money Archetypes. And I did a certified emotional intelligence, became an assessor with Dr. Ben Harper, well, not directly with Dr. Ben Harper, but he is the one that created Genos International in Australia for emotional intelligence certification. So those are just a handful of the things that I did. I did many more, but just wanted to give you an overview of my timeline. And then, oh, it's not showing. You cannot see my business class flights. A client flew me to Chicago in 2021, a day after my 50th birthday, actually, on December 2nd. And yeah, it happened. It happened, even if the photos aren't showing. This is okay. Okay, on the left, the photo that's not showing is a photo from my hotel room, beautiful, in Orlando, where I stayed at Funnel Hacking Live. FHL stands for Funnel Hacking Live. Now, there's a backstory for this because I think maybe about 2020, I discovered that there's, Russell Brunson, this guy in the video that I'll play in a moment. He created ClickFunnels, which is a marketing system for people who want to sell their products online and their services online. And I learned about that he has something called the 2 Comma Club Award. 2 commas as in 1 million, and that people, when they reach 1 million from sales in their funnel, that they get this award. And I thought, that's amazing. And then I started reading stories about people who had done it. And, there's several thousand people who have done it now, maybe 3,000 or 4,000 people who have done it at least, who have gotten that award. It's incredible. And at Funnel Hacking Live in Orlando, they present the awards to those people who've hit that $1 million mark. Now, that would be the revenue. They might have spent a lot of money in Facebook ads, etc., but the revenue they got was 1 million, so 2 commas. And I love a goal. I love working towards something. It really helps me to, to motivate myself if I have a destination. And I thought, oh, I want to do that. So I was visualizing it. I was, in my morning meditations, I was imagining me getting this 2 Comma Club award. And then I kind of forgot about it. I thought, oh, maybe it's a pipe dream, or, it's too complicated, ClickFunnels, and I don't know. And I got distracted, because we all get distracted by the many distractions there are out there as entrepreneurs. And I kind of forgot about it, but not completely. And then an incredible angel called Fiona, a friend of mine, came into my life through an interesting situation. She reached out to me for another reason, because my daughter is doing online schooling and she wanted information on that. Somebody put us in touch. And then we got chatting and discovered that Fiona's in Russell Brunson's inner circle and was attending this event as a VIP. And she said, well, you can come as my +1, just buy your ticket, your normal ticket. And then I got to sit at the front and be a VIP, and which was awesome, because I got to chat with a lot of the people that are, in Russell Brunson's higher end programs. And again, it was so eye-opening to me, and what's possible. And all these freedom entrepreneurs are all around me. So it was really, really great. And this is Russell Brunson. He's a great guy. And let me just play the video. He was talking about having definite purpose. And I loved his message here. He's got a new company called Secrets of Success. And he was talking about his goal for that. So listen to this. He's a great guy. 100 million. He's talking about 100 million in a year. So I say this because, it might just seem so impossible and so ridiculous, or so, they must be scammers, but not at all. It really is learning the system. And I'm going to be sharing with you the system on this webinar. Oh, at the Funnel Hacking Live event, I met Benjamin Hardy, and it was amazing, because I had been following Ben since maybe 2014. He went viral on Medium. He was posting blogs on Medium, and they were really, really good. And I used to read them. And now there's me reading his book, 10X is Easier Than 2X. He's written some great books. He wrote The Gap and the Gain. He wrote a trilogy with Dan Sullivan, who's a great marketer. And yeah, he's got another book coming out at the end of this year, I think. He's a really great guy. They're all, I love the scientific evidence that he shares. And I really love that philosophy of 10xing instead of 2xing, because why do you want to double if 10 times is possible? But without selling your kidney or working around the clock to get there. That's the important point. And I'm going to be sharing with you a little bit on the tips on how you can do that. But I was so thrilled. I mean, look at me. I'm just grinning from ear to ear to actually meet Dr. Benjamin Hardy. Okay, I didn't get a photo of me and Russell yet, and then there's other people who've influenced my path, including Sigra and Jeff Walker. He's the great launch guru. Spiritual, a lot of people have influenced me spiritually. Byron Katie, of course, and then Dr. Joe Dispenza. I'm a massive fan of Dr. Joe's work. Going to see him in Basel in May. Comment or message me in your messaging if you love Dr. Joe also. Muji, I'm a fan of Muji, Michael A. Singer, who wrote The Untethered Soul, which is a great book, and Eckhart Tolle. And then fitness. So Kim Constable, I found her online someday, and actually in an ad, she was promoting Amy, I can't remember her last name, but it was a Facebook ad, and she was saying, you should join Amy's course because she helped me to go big or something. And I didn't join Amy's course, I joined Kim's because I thought, wow, she was just so fit and toned, and I really wanted to get fitter. And but I was so daunted by going to the gym. I hadn't a clue how to use gym equipment, and I used to run and things, but I wanted to strength train. I started to understand how important for us that is, especially as we get older. So then I ended up working with Mark Getty. He's called the Irish Hulk. That's Kim's trainer. And there is me and Mark. He's an awesome guy. I would highly recommend working with him. The Irish Hulk, find him on Instagram. And yeah, so I went and had a session with him in Belfast. So Mark has definitely, and Kim also, they've definitely influenced my journey too, because I'm very passionate about business. I'm passionate about the spiritual side of life, and also passionate about, it's just feeling good and fit and healthy. So those, and there's many more that have influenced. I mean, Dr. Mark Hyman, and there's many, oh gosh, Peter Attia. I've started to read now as well. There's so many of the people out there that are sharing great information about taking care of ourselves. So my intention is that you leave this training knowing how to create a fired up life of freedom as a freedompreneur, which includes passion, profits, and physical vitality without having to sell your kidney or work around the clock. Okay, so let's get started. If you're not living that fired up life right now, I want you to know something important. It's not your fault. We are hypnotized. We have been so programmed by advertising and conditioned since childhood. And actually, we're like sponges when we're children. So there's so much programming, false programming there about how we should lead our lives. And marketers, when we're also an entrepreneur, marketers literally hypnotize and activate certain hormones to influence our beliefs. It's fascinating. So I want you to know, I mean, there's so many tips and tricks for persuasion and influence, and it's, yeah, with marketing and advertising, it's really hard to escape that all of that conditioning and stay in your own lane. So it's not your fault. And also, as an online coach or entrepreneur, there's so many different things that you have to do. And yeah, so here's my chaotic looking, but it is chaotic. It's like Instagram ads. You have to learn how to sell. You have to do reels. You have to do Facebook. You have to maybe do a TED Talk. You have to write blogs. You have to do networking, create videos, do a newsletter, YouTube, podcasts, and then you have to do the mindset work on yourself. And it's like, what do I do first? Which is most important? Where do I start? Which is the best platform? And it can feel overwhelming. You think you wanted a freedom lifestyle, and you might end up, have you been there? Have you felt like this, where you're just like, oh my God, how do I make this work? There are so many experts out there telling me they have the solution, and I just don't know who to listen to. And it's like, they're like Venus flytraps. It's like, buy my program, it'll make you rich, buy my program. And it can really feel overwhelming. You're pulled in so many directions, and it's really hard to stay focused. But you can take control of your business, and I'm going to help you to learn how to do that now. You are not at the mercy of overwhelm. You can take your life in your hands and quickly transform it. So if you've been feeling overwhelmed, and if you've been feeling like, I don't know, if you're already started as an entrepreneur, or maybe you've been on that path a few years and you can relate to what I'm saying, let me know, and take a deep breath in now and just decide to release it, a new chapter of your life. And what I'm going to recommend to you will really, really help you to overcome that overwhelm. You can do this. It's important that you know that. You've got to get very clear about what you want and be very strong to not let yourself be pulled by external influences that don't directly support your vision. You've got to stay so focused on your vision and so true to it. Having someone to keep you focused on doing the right thing will make all the difference. And in this masterclass, there is no snake oil served here. Snake oil was actually something that was sold in pharmacies and on street corners. So what I'm sharing with you today is powerful evidence-based guidance on how you can start living a profitable freedompreneur life as a coach now. Just decide it already, embrace the identity, and remember that you are worthy of living the life of your dreams, period. But you've got to claim it. Are you ready to claim it? Are you? Type yes and shout yes. Claim it, lock it in, and say, yes, I am worthy of living the life that I want to live as a freedompreneur, and I'm going to claim it. And Neva's going to show me how. So this masterclass is going to help you either if you're a beginner or more experienced. So if you're a beginner, you'll get a great overview of what it takes to be a freedompreneur and to live that life as a coach. And if you're more experienced, you'll gain valuable information and insights to expand what you believe is possible for you and to motivate you to really go all in when you really firmly believe that you're going to achieve. And we're going to talk about money, and I would love to help you to make lots of it. So let me dive in with 3 secrets that will help you to do that. Okay, so the first secret number 1, the number 1 technique you need to guarantee your success now, how your belief shapes everything you do and how you can rapidly increase it. That's secret number 1. Secret number 2 is the top reason why coaches fail. How to avoid this Venus flytrap that so many online coaches go down, and what you must do instead. And secret number 3 is the proven system to attract coaching clients fast, how you can have predictable 10K months and much more. Okay, so the number 1 technique you need to guarantee your success, the very first thing that you need, this is fundamental, is you've got to believe in yourself. Your belief shapes everything you do and feel. But I want you to really believe that something really incredible is possible for you. You know, why play small when you can play much bigger? And I don't mean making yourself busier, because do you notice that there's coaches out there that are charging 50,000 to 100,000, and they're, you know, there's the same amount of hours in the day for everyone, but what the difference is their mindset, also experience, right? But you know, what I'm charging now, I charged 1/10 of years back, but it's really just working on your belief in yourself and recognizing the value that you provide and the transformation that you bring to your clients, and really valuing that highly. And also believing in, you know, having a future vision and visualizing that and believing it's possible. So there's me in my living room with my 2 Comma Club award. It hasn't happened yet, but that's what it's going to look like when I get it in 2025. So February 2025, I have this vision to have earned 1 million from my funnel. And you know, it really helps to keep me focused and to have that direction. You know, when you have a goal to work towards, it really helps you to stay focused and not get pulled in all the different directions. You know, if you have a solid plan and strategy, then you just drown out completely all the noise of those people saying, no, but you need this thing, and that will get you to success. And you're like, we're not doing that anymore. Okay. Also, by the way, it's like, put yourself literally as possible in the energy of whatever it is you want to achieve. I want to give a TED talk, so I put myself on the red dot. I was not giving a TED talk there. I was at a TEDx event where they were teaching us how to give good TED talks, and I got to stand on the red dot. And it's great because now I have that evidence, and I know that the next time I stand on that red dot, I'll be presenting my TED talk. Here, I want to expand your mind with Eileen Wilder. She's awesome. And this was an interview on YouTube recently. Russell Brunson, you can check on his YouTube channel. And Eileen explains how she made 1 million in a day. Now, you know the 4-minute mile, and I think they might have even mentioned it in that interview. It's like, you know, Roger Bannister is the first man to run a mile in under 4 minutes. And nobody believed it was possible. They say it's not humanly possible to do that. And then once it was done, quickly after that, there was like 30 or 40 people who ran a mile in under 4 minutes, because suddenly, why? They believed it was possible because they had evidence. So, I mean, this masterclass is not to tell you that you should go and earn 1 million in a day. I mean, I hope that you do. If you implement the strategy, there is no reason why you cannot get to there. I'm very open to it myself. But it's really to let you know what's possible, because it's also to think, well, if she could earn 1 million in a day, and she's a good person, these are really great people, and they've just really learned how to market well, and they're providing great service. So my question to you is, do you think that you could get 40 registrants in a webinar. What I'm doing here, this is secret number one. You've got to believe that it's possible for you to get clients and to have a successful business. So, if your life depended on it, do you think that you get 40 people to sign up and you could run a webinar or masterclass, or live would be even better? Do you think that's possible for you? I mean, I could definitely give you some tips to help you to get 40 people. And by the way, inside my Fired Up Coaching Academy, participants, when they're certifying to be a coach, they have to get 50 practice clients. So they have to go out and find 50 people to work with. And, if you're thinking, well, I don't know if I could get 40 registrants, I don't know, 40 people that would be interested in my services, my coaching services. Well, an ideal way is to go out and do practice sessions with clients and build a relationship with them. And then if they like you and they feel that they got value from it, chances are that they'll show up for your webinar. Okay, so if you got 40 registrants now, as you probably are aware, they say show up rates are around 30%. So I'm being very conservative here, and I'm saying, well, let's say only 10 people showed up for that webinar, right? That you forgot to send the reminders, etc. And out of the 40 that signed up, 10 people showed up. But you have created an offer, a $5,000 coaching program. And 2 people, imagine you converted just 20%. Now, it's possible to convert if you really learn and know how to do it. It's possible to have a 35% conversion rate, but I'm keeping it very, very conservative here. And I'm showing you how possible it is for you to have a $10,000 day. If you've got a good masterclass and all you need is 40 people to register, 10 people show up, and a conservative estimate that 2 people will purchase. Statistically, these are studied, and as long as your webinar is good and you have the right framework and you know what you're doing, which takes time and practice, but it's something to focus on. And it's Russell Brunson, the founder of ClickFunnels. I mean, this is the #1 way that he recommends, and they know how to get ahead in marketing. They know how to get you. It's not only Eileen Wilder that made $1 million in a day. I know Dan Henry is another, and there's several of his really elite entrepreneurs inside his masterminds. So it's entirely possible. And where they start is with running webinars. So that's what I would highly recommend. And I have to put my hands up and say, I should have been doing this for years. Why didn't I? Well, why didn't I? I guess I just really was too distracted by other shiny objects. And, it took me a while to really understand what's most efficient and effective. And I was doing well in other areas with one-to-one clients, etc. So I, maybe wasn't in a hurry to do it. But I'm just, since going to Orlando, I know for certain it is the way to build your business efficiently and effectively, and the way to impact as many people as possible, which is what you want to do. So what would then happen if you invested some of your earnings in ads and Facebook ads, for example? You don't even have to invest in Facebook ads. You could, at that stage, probably get 400 registrants organically without spending any money on ads. But hey, if you had some pocket money and you wanted to, why not? And you got 400 people. And let's say that out of that 400 registrants, 100 people show up, 25% show up. 20 people, we would do a 20% conversion rate, purchase your 5,000 coaching program, you've made $100,000 in a day. So I'm sharing this with you, not to give you a maths lesson, but to show you what's possible when you're structured and focused and you have a system. Systems is what gets people to success. What would then happen if you doubled your price? Instead of it being $5,000 a day, do you want to do the math? You started charging $10,000 because you got better at it. Then you would earn $200,000 a day, right? So it's very structured and very easy to understand. And then you can get to $500,000, more than that, if 35 people, because eventually when you get good at it, you'll get a 35% conversion rate. So imagine 35 people and you raise your price again because you got even better. So that's, I'm just showing you how the $500,000 works. And basically Eileen Wilder, how she did it was she had 36 people in for a $30,000 coaching program, which left $1 million. I think it was a live event. I don't think it was online, but that's how she did it. It's so I hope that helps you. Does that help you to understand how it's actually possible? It's possible. You start, and it's really important, you've got to understand that you start really small, and that's okay. Be patient, and then you take the next step and the next step and the next step, and then you're like, oh my God, I've learned so much. You get all that experience. Okay, secret number 2. Secret number 1, which was believe. You've got to believe. I just want to say one final thing about the secret, the belief secret. I noticed a very good coach recently sharing, they said that the number 1 thing that you need is drive. And whilst I agree, you obviously do need drive, but you're going to get the drive if you believe that it will work for you. If you believed that, oh my God, if I work really hard at this, in 3 years or 5 years, I can earn $500,000 in a day. If I really perfect this system, you're going to have the drive to succeed. If somebody had a crystal ball and showed you that that was possible, the reason that we don't go for it is we don't have belief in ourselves. And then we kind of like say, what's the point? And then we go into feeling sorry for ourselves. It's very, very human. And, so our energy is low and we just don't find any motivation to continue. But if you really decided, I'm going to follow this system, I'm going to make it work, I know that I just have to tweak it and perfect it, and it's going to get better and better, that you will get there. So you have to be your own best cheerleader and believe that it's possible, because when you believe, you'll have the drive. Okay, secret number 2, the top reason why coaches fail, and how to avoid this Venus flytrap that so many coaches go down. So I love this. Simple scales and fancy fails. It's also known as keeping it simple, scales. You can scale up if you keep things simple. And if you're fancy, which means complex, they also say complex fails. If it's complex and you've got lots of moving parts and your energy is scattered and you're kind of not really clear, you're going to fail. You got to keep it. I don't want to say you're going to fail, but it's not in your best interest. So keeping it simple and shaving off as much as possible. You know how the book 10x is easier than 2x? Basically, I can tell you the whole book, the key message in it, shave off 80% of what you're doing. Don't do more, do less, and keep it simple. That's why this system of creating a webinar and really perfecting it, and so that you can reach a lot of people with your message, and really learning how to share it really well, is going to make a big difference. And keeping it simple. You don't need lots of systems. You need very few things, actually, as a freedompreneur. And you have to be really careful of the Venus flytraps. You have to be really careful of all these people saying, yeah, but I can get you there if you do this, and you must have this system, you definitely need this or that. You don't. It's like, when you're starting out, if you're running a training program, you can host the trainings for free, for example, in Facebook, or you can send them even links to YouTube and in an email. I mean, it's like you've got to really value your content, and people, of course, it's nice later then to make it more user-friendly, etc. But it's like simple scales, complex fails. So don't have that complexity at the start, because obviously you're not going to be charging the same amount as people who are more advanced and who have the fancy systems. So people will still get great value with it from you, but focus on the value, not on all the bells and whistles. Keep it as simple as possible. And remember that simple scales, fancy fails. So you think, oh, I'll make it fancy so it'll be better. I've been down that lane and wasted so much time doing fancy things that didn't serve me at all. And I could have been spending that time serving people online and relationship building. So simple scales. Remember that. Remember, if you get distracted by all these different people and all these different approaches, all these different processes, and people tell you, yeah, if you get on Clubhouse, I don't even know, to be honest, if Clubhouse still exists, but if you get on Clubhouse, you can get a lot of followers, and it's like, oh, what do I do? And then I have to do this and that, and I have to write my blog, and and we make that mistake as well and I've done it myself too, having too many tasks in our to-do list. Again, keep it simple and fun and light. You want to be a freedompreneur. You want to feel free. So the more orderly that it is, your business, the more freedom that you'll have. And here is a quote from Dr. Ben: achieve more by doing less. That's what his book says. And how can you shave 80% off of your to-do list? So that's how you succeed, guys. By shaving 80% off your to-do list. Now, obviously, it really depends on what stage you're at, because you know, what Dr. Benjamin Hardy would say is, you know, outsource it, you know, so that you're left to have a lot of space and thinking time. And I realize that, you know, it really depends on what stage you're at. And also, you know, I've been there with outsourcing as well. And sometimes it's just easier to do it yourself, or it's, yeah, you know, again, simplicity can be not having, not hiring staff that you have to manage. So, but just bear it in mind, you ask yourself the question, like, is this really necessary to scale my business? Is this really necessary? That would be a key question for you. And secret number 3 is the proven system to attract coaching clients fast. That's what we want to do. How can you have predictable 5K to 10K months and much more? Okay, so here is the framework. Step number 1. What you do is you create your offer. Now, a Grand Slam offer, I'm quoting, what's his name, Alex Hormozi. He calls it a Grand Slam offer, but it's really this incredible offer that has so much value in it, that he basically says, you know, like 10 times, make it 10 times what it's worth, and you know, and then cut off 90% of the value and charge that price. But something that you feel like, oh my God, this will really help my followers, and that you feel super excited about yourself. And then you work with 50 practice clients, set that as a goal. It's good to have goals, right? Goals are great. And, you know, you build up relationships, get testimonials from those clients. Of course, you can charge for those clients if, you know, depending on what stage you are on your journey, but set it as a goal. Create a powerful webinar, a powerful masterclass, and sell your compelling offer, sell your Grand Slam offer on the webinar. That's the framework. That is the plan. Do that and don't do anything else. Don't get on school. I mean, actually, I noticed Alex Hormozi is promoting school. I kind of checked it out of curiosity, but I just don't have time for it. And it's not necessary. You know, your ideal clients are everywhere. So go where you feel most comfortable, and you know, and start sharing there. And then later, you know, when you're when you can hire somebody to help you, you can they will help you to share your content out onto other platforms, etc. But keep it simple. Okay, so there it is, the 4 steps. Create your offer, your Grand Slam offer, work with 50 practice clients, create a powerful webinar, and sell your compelling offer on the webinar. Inside my Fired Up Coaching Academy, these are the steps we use. The participants have to work with 50 clients in order to certify. Well, they have to do more, but I'll share that in a little bit. And then I help them to create a powerful webinar and to sell their offer. Remember, you just need 2 people if you've got a 5K offer and you have 10K in a day. And that is my goal inside the Fired Up Coaching Academy, that my participants will get to that stage of making 10K in a day. Remember, you just need 40 registrants, 10 people in your webinar, and you've got your 10K in a day. Now, it's 10K in a day, but obviously you've got to market it, you've got to you know, set it all up, etc. So you're not just working 1 day a month, but you know, a lot of work goes into it. But you know, as you automate it and get better at it, and it becomes easier, you know, it really is a FreedomPreneur lifestyle. Okay, so that's what you got to do. Okay, so you create your offer, you work with practice clients, you create a webinar, and you sell. That's it. But I do have a warning. And this is very, very important. So I want you to be listening for the next slide. This is really, really important. If you want it to work, do not do anything else. Do not do anything else. Shave off the 80%. That's all you need to do. Create your offer, work with practice clients, or reach out, you know, build relationships so that you'll have registrants for your webinar. Then create your webinar, run your webinar, and sell your product. That's all. Do not do anything else. We're keeping it simple and systemized, easy to follow, strategic, and effective. Like this dog. Watch him focus. Look, he's not distracted by all the shiny objects. Look at his focus. He wants the black puck. That's the focus you need. Isn't it so good? But it's really how we need to operate in our businesses, to be so focused. You know, today when I was creating this, and I thought, oh, I really want to share this video from Instagram. So I went on my phone to get it, and I actually dreaded, I didn't dread, it's an exaggeration, but I thought, oh my God, I know I'm going to get distracted on Instagram. I'll go, oh, look at that, look at that. So it's like, okay, Neve, in and out, you know, just be like the dog, go for the black puck. And you've got to be so focused, because otherwise you'll have overwhelm and you'll be pulled in so many directions, and you might get, your hormones might go, oh, but that sounds amazing. Yes, I'll buy that. And it's happened to me. You know, interestingly, I heard before of a coach that she says that when you work with her, you're not allowed to work with any other coaches at the same time, that you have to sign something. And I thought, God, she sounds so controlling. That's crazy. I remember when I heard it, about a year ago, I heard it. And now I mean, I wouldn't go to that extreme with my clients, but I have noticed it, you know, that I've been working effectively with clients. And then if they get distracted with something that they think, you know, they add on, there's distraction and focus is lost, and it really does more harm than good, unfortunately. You know, when you take on too much at the same time, because you might think, oh yeah, well, I think I have time for it, but you need a lot of space as an entrepreneur. And that's what we signed up for, right? For that freedom, you know, to escape the rat race and the system. So I'm giving you a system that will get you to 1 million in a day. So follow the system and stay focused and drop the 80%. And if you're thinking now, oh, darn it, but I have this and this and this, what do I do? Just honestly, you know, cut your losses, and it's all a learning. We've all made mistakes. They're not mistakes, they're just learnings along the way. You know, we've all invested in things that are, you know, maybe weren't the best choice at the time, but then we learn, right? And the way I just console myself is saying, okay, that was an expensive lesson, but hey, it could have been a lot more expensive. I'm glad I learned it now, not when I'm earning 500,000 and I, you know, I'll be much more careful, because, you know, got to really feel that it's, you know, not make a quick, impulsive decision. Because somebody's really, really good at marketing. That's why you've got to get really, really good at marketing, because otherwise, you know, the ones that are great marketers are not necessarily great at delivering. Because as a coach, you've got to be great at your art of coaching, but you've also got to be great at marketing and sales. It's really important in order to serve your clients, and in order for them to understand what it is that you are sharing with them. You've got to know how to deliver it to them, so that they understand. You've got to help them to make their buying decision. And, you know, there really is, you know, so much that we can do to market and to sell. And we've got to learn those skills. And a webinar is the ideal way to do that. So I have something called the FUCA Award. FUCA stands for Fired Up Coaching Academy. And inside the Fired Up Coaching Academy, I give an award for when you earn 10K in a day. And I have created that because it's a goal. And again, goals are great. It's like the 2 Comma Club Award, 1 million in a year. So maybe I'll have that in the future. But for the moment, it's because it's totally, if you follow this system, it's totally possible to get to the 10K in a day. And that should be your goal and your focus to get there. And then, you know, you move to the next goal, right? You add a 0 or 2 onto that. But it really does help us to stay focused. Okay, so those are the 3 secrets. The secret number 1 was the number 1 technique you need to guarantee your success now, which is belief, really strong belief, and really acting as if you are certain that you are going to succeed. Secret number 2 is the top reason why coaches fail, how to avoid the Venus flytrap. Think of that dog, right? Just stay so radically focused. And secret number 3, the proven system to attract coaching clients fast. And you know the system now. It is create your compelling offer, work with 50 practice clients, and simultaneously at the same time be working on your webinar, because it takes time and learning to come up with a good webinar, and then sell your offer. That's it. What you also need is discipline. And I share this photo because I got into strength training and discovered the power of discipline, because inside the gym, I mean, I do it, you know, for my mental health as well as my physical health. And, you know, it increases your bone health, and the benefits of strength training are just, there's just so many. But it also, you have to be disciplined, because it's very, very slow marginal gains. Now, I have a goal, because I love goals. I have set a goal to, and I'm toying with whether to wait until next year or this October to compete on stage in a bikini competition. No, not because I love to flounce around on stage in a bikini. No, because getting to there requires such discipline. And it's a goal, and it keeps me focused. And that is why I rarely miss a gym session, because I have to build my muscle. I have to build my glutes, and it takes time. So that's why I might wait till next year. I'll see how my glutes go, but I have to show up. And so that's it. It's consistency is key, and discipline. So if you look very closely, you can see there's a line and it's a scar, and that is where they removed my kidney because I sold it. No, I'm joking, I didn't. I donated it to my sister, but you can see it in that photo there. Okay, so discipline is key. I want to ask you a question now. Are you ready? Sit up for the question. Do you think this could work for you? Do you think if you follow that system and you stay focused and you eliminate everything else, do you think it's possible that it could actually work for you? If you got help to create a really good webinar and, really got clear on your positioning and what you want to offer, how you're going to serve your clients, do you think it could work for you? Yes, shout it. So I want to help you to do that. And I can inside the Fired Up Coaching Academy. So I'm going to share with you a little bit about the Fired Up Coaching Academy so you understand what support you would get inside there. So the first thing is, and this is for you, whether you're a coach already or not, because honestly, personally, I have so many coaching certifications and we always pick up something new from different coaching styles. But there's two modules on coaching. One is foundational and one is advanced. So if you're brand new to coaching, it really starts at the very, very beginning. And I'm going to be running it. I ran it live already. So the recordings are already inside the portal. I call it in the investment bank because you're investing into yourself. There's a bank of information in there, a bank of content. And so there is already a 10-week course, but I'm re-recording it. I want to make it better. And so what you will learn inside the foundational coaching skills part of the program is how to hold space for a client, how to listen deeply, the best questions to ask, what not to do when coaching. There's a lot of not to do's. You definitely don't give advice, for example. How to get to the core of their limiting beliefs, NLP techniques, really powerful, and how to manage the coaching relationship professionally. So that's just a sample of what you'll get, a taste of what you'll get and learn inside the Foundational Skills Program. There's 4 core programs. The second one is Business Building Skills. That's where you're going to learn the webinar, how to create your webinar. Firstly, starting with identifying your niche, which is basically, what area of the market are you going to position yourself in, and how to create your offer then. What are you going to offer to them? How to find practice clients, even how to find your 50 practice clients and then paying clients. How to create the perfect webinar. That is a term that Russell Brunson uses. He's got it inside his book, Expert Secrets. He talks about the perfect webinar. And it is good. I would recommend it. It's complex, though. It's heavy going. So I've got a mentor who has done super duper well with webinars, and I'm learning from her, and I'm obviously then passing it on to everyone inside the Fired Up Coaching Academy on how to structure your webinar. Also, I'm teaching in there on business building skills, which I'll be running live also in May, simultaneously with the coaching, because I want you guys to hit the ground running and make money fast. How to run a 3-day or 5-day challenge, a free challenge where people get to know you, and then you share your offer, your Grand Slam offer with them, and how to sell high-ticket coaching on one-to-one call. That is super powerful, and definitely, it's so much about your mindset, about what you charge your clients. Then the third module is self-coaching skills. And this is really important as well. It's getting that discipline part down. First of all, identifying your life purpose, your whole purpose and vision, and planning that, getting really clear about what is it I want in my life, not just with my business, but for everything, because you want to create a freedom lifestyle so that you can enjoy your life, all aspects of it. So you get to visualize and imagine what that would look like, and then to self-coach yourself to design that life for yourself. Also, how to become a leader, to step up in confidence. There's different leadership styles. It doesn't mean you have to get loud, it depends on your style, but, to really ignite that inner leader. And how to create your plan, from 12-week plan to a 20-year plan. Really, it's so great when you have that clarity, because it helps, again, to have goals. how to create better discipline, structure, and habits. I'm a big fan of habits and how to implement them. I love teaching on that. And how to overcome sabotage and become mentally stronger. Really important part of the entrepreneurial journey. Okay, and then the advanced coaching skills. So in the advanced coaching, I go more into how to coach people on specific topics. If they need to make a decision, if they've got deeper emotional issues, how you hold space for them, how to react if somebody gets very emotional. Conflict resolution, if you want to help a client with conflict resolution, also health and well-being. This is also, because you might then say, yeah, I think I want to position myself as a health and well-being coach, or performance coaching. You'll learn how, the questions to ask, etc., for coaching for performance. I co-active coaching. So I trained with the Coach Training Institute, and so they have their approach is called co-active coaching. So I want to expose you all to the different coaching approaches. So co-active coaching is one, executive coaching for people who might want to go into corporate, and then laser focused coaching is super important to be very efficient in the art of laser focused coaching. And also, there's something and it really only applies if you want to be a corporate coach, but there's an accreditation which is called ICF. It's the International Coaching Federation. So if you have ICF certification, it's a standard, right? And it's absolutely not necessary, but it's like FYI for your information if you ever wanted to continue and become ICF certified. So that's what is in the Fired Up Coaching Academy, those 4 core modules: foundational coaching skills, business building skills, self-coaching skills, and advanced coaching skills. And there's the dates where I run them. And you don't have to show up live, by the way. I'm sharing those over live stream, and they're just all going to be in the investment bank and the portal. But because, it's also, again, like time is precious, and I will flag the ones and say, yeah, you need to watch the one on the webinar now. You need to watch this one or that one. Or you can just structurally show up with me and comment on the live stream, etc. They will be on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And there's lots of great bonuses in there, like forms that you need for coaching, etc. Okay, the value of the Fired Up Coaching Academy is $10,000. And then, oh, it's missing the coaching certification. There's the part of the image is missing. I'm sorry. That's annoying, but the image hasn't shown up. Okay, so there is, I'll just explain it to you. There's really only 2 lines anyway inside here. So you can have, there's an option to, if you want to certify and get a certification from me, and because it's a lot of work for me to get you to there, that's an optional add-on, because I'll be honest, the key is that you want to have impact with your clients. You don't even need to certify. I recommend it because it's a goal to achieve, and it gives you that confidence. And to go through this certification that I'll explain in a moment makes you a better coach. What you have to do is you have to log your 50 coaching calls, and you have to review each one, like what you said, what you could have done better. Did you state the intention at the start, the goal of the coaching at the start? Did you check if the outcome was achieved at the end? Did you hold the coach accountable, for the client accountable for the next session? There's certain things that, certain structure. And so all of that, it's really, and you get to listen back to 5 of your coaching calls that you recorded and review yourself. And you have to submit those 5 recordings to me. And we, not all at the same time, because you submit the first one, I give you feedback, and then you improve your coaching skills. Your second one, give you feedback, etc. And so for me, that means that I'm going to go through and listen to the recording with you and give you feedback on it, and also do practice coaching where I'll be the client and you be the coach and give you feedback on that. So there are 90-minute sessions, 5 90-minute sessions. So the investment, if you want to do the coaching certification, is an additional $2,000 for 5 90-minute sessions with me. And then you would, submit those recordings and your call log in order to get certified. Also, inside the Fired Up Coaching Academy, you get 2 weekly group coaching sessions where you can come with any questions, and I'll coach you on anything related to your business or something in your life. So you're getting, it's at least an hour every Tuesday and Thursday, depending on how many are on the call. You'll get, or, you'll get like I like to guarantee 15 minutes per person, and as it grows, at the moment it's possible 15 minutes every week, and sorry, twice a week, but it will, as the group grows, then it will be more. You'll be guaranteed 15 minutes per week, but you'll learn so much from other people as well. That you really benefit from that too. So the value of that for participating in those coaching calls is 9,200 for a whole year. Okay, and then there is also a Facebook group, and it's not just an ordinary group. It's where you can share your webinar slides, because again, it's really, there is a particular process to it, and the message scripts, the things that you're sharing for promoting it, etc., and any client questions that you have for feedback, and asking for advice on your coaching, and tagging me on that, and then I'll either share my answers in a Q&A or just comment on the post. And you get 12 months of that support. You benefit from seeing how other members get to their 10K in a day also. So the value of that support is $5,000. Okay, and then there is also bonuses, as well as the Fired Up Coaching Academy, the core modules. There is 5 incredible bonuses, and they really are. I mean, this bonus alone, this could be a game changer for you. It's the high ticket sales workshop. So I'm going to be running it probably in May. I have to check to the exact date, but for sure I'll be running it. And it will be an implementation day. And so this is for people not just inside the Fired Up Coaching Academy. Anybody can join. And I'll be sharing how to structure your offer, create an offer you absolutely love, launch your offer, and sell your high ticket offer in a day. Well, you will have it ready for sale, and then you know what, maybe you put it out there and somebody jumps on it. But also I'll also help you with how to, if you get on a call with a potential high ticket client, what to say, how to help them to make the decision to work with you. So there is a particular technique for that. And that's a live implementation workshop, and it's valued at $997. I have so many guided meditations that I've created over the years. There's so many different ones here. And so the total value of those came to $299. Some really great, even mantras that you can listen to. I was just in SoundCloud and I saw, which one was it? Oh yeah, the everything is always working out. See if you go the 5th one down. Everything is always working out for me. That mantra, it's like 1,200 people have downloaded it or listened to it, or I don't know. It's got a lot of views anyway. I thought, wow. And it's just me saying everything is always working out for me. And it's really nice to listen to. And I do it with different emphasis on different words, because it's good for the subconscious mind to hear it in that way. And you just loop it on SoundCloud, and you could honestly listen to it all night and program your mind in the night while you're sleeping to believe that everything is always working out for you, because it is. And it's a choice to believe that as well. Okay. Oh my God, really having problems here with the photos, but oh yeah, it's I think, oh no, it's not. It's a before and after photo of me where I lost 10 pounds and shredded. I shed fat. Oh well, I was shy to share it, so maybe a good thing. So it's a Fired Up Fitness program. This is a bonus as well. So it's a 30-day program I created, and there's 30 lessons in it. So it will help you to shed fat in a healthy way, to balance your hormones, especially as we get older. It's so crucial for our weight balance, to improve your relationship with your body, to learn how to measure your macros, because especially if you're going to strength train, you need a lot of protein. I do an average of like 35, 35, 30, which is 35% carbs, 35% protein, and 30% fat. It depends what program I'm following, but that's an average. But, it really helps to learn to understand where, how to measure those macros. You'll learn the benefits of strength training, and there's also a gym program there, like that you can follow, and so a workout plan, and there's a 4-week shred meal plan that and I show you how you can swap things out. It's systemized. So the value of that program, actually, it's worth a lot more than $500, but that's what I sold it at. But it really, if you're to follow it, it's going to change your life. And our health is our wealth, and it improves our vitality, it improves our energy, it improves our confidence. So for me, it's a very, very important part of being a coach, because you want to walk your talk, right? Okay. Oh, darn it. Okay. So in this photo that we can't see so it's a story I want to share. And it's interesting because what happened to me was Kim Constable. Remember I said she was she influenced me. She was one of the people that influenced my journey. And she was running a program where you could win a prize. Neve loves a prize. She loves a goal. It was called the 12-week shred. And so I had taken one or two of her programs before. And I'd failed miserably because I was so self-conscious. I don't even know, I wasn't that I was self-conscious. I hadn't got a clue how to use the machines. They were kind of boring and inside the gym, and I didn't know how to lift weights. And so I just kind of gave up after a few weeks and ended up not following the meal plan. And because when you sign up for a group program, it's so easy to hide and no one's going to know or care if you don't follow it, right? So I knew that if I was this was a competition to win $50,000. And I thought, okay, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to enter that competition. Now, I didn't have a huge amount to lose. So in that before and after photo, I ridiculously looked, I was told, make yourself look really fat. So I drank 3 liters of water in my before photo and I looked like I'm pregnant. But anyway, you could see that I definitely shredded quite a bit of fat and gained muscle. But my point is that I knew that if I was to succeed and if I had any chance of winning the competition, that I would have to hire a coach to work with me one-to-one, because I just knew that I would, without the accountability and just, by being given those plans, I needed more. And so I decided that I wanted to hire the best, to hire Mark Getty. And so it was a significant investment for me. At the time, I didn't have the budget for it at the time. It definitely was. And it was also, I remember thinking, no, Neve, you've got to focus on your business and it's just going to distract you. And what if you just don't show up and do it? And I thought, well, I know if I do invest with him, there's a good chance I will, because he's going to hold me accountable. And but it was hard for me to really commit to it because I thought, what if I fail? What if it's a waste of money? And do I have the money right now, etc. So all these thoughts. But I knew I really wanted to do it. I had that really strong desire and kind of belief. This kind of my gut feeling was, go for it, Neve, do it, do it, do it. And so I was going to, send the money, and then, but I was chatting with my friend. I was literally, in my car, on my phone. And I was voice memoing her, not chatting live. And I was saying to her, like, oh, I probably shouldn't do this, it's another distraction, but I really want to do it. And then the photo that we can't see here, unfortunately, was where I parked my car in front of me. And I literally, on the message, went, oh, was the word in graffiti shred in large letters. And we can't see the photo there, but it's like, I wanted a sign, and I literally got a sign because the competition was called the 12-week shred. So I saw that and I was like, I'm definitely hiring Mark Getty. So I share that story because for me, that was a manifestation. And it was a sign of just follow your gut, Neve. And I've never looked back. I'm so happy that I did do that because it's benefited me so much. And I know so many people, I share in my stories on my Instagram and Facebook stories, and I've had many people reach out to me and they've gone back to the gym or joined a gym or gotten fitter as a result of me sharing my workouts at the gym. So it's really great. And I feel, I feel like I'm aging backwards. Okay. And then we'll skip that. Haha. Okay. Yeah. What I was sharing there in those photos was all these synchronicities that have happened to me. So the shred was one synchronicity, and the synchronicity of me ending up at ClickFunnels Live. Even I had been visualizing I would love to get a 2 Comma Club award, and then somebody randomly puts Fiona in touch with me for another reason completely, and we end up going to she telling me about Funnel Hacking Live. And I just believe that when we follow our heart and we believe and we visualize it, that the universe works, life works, God works to support when we have the courage to take the leap, right? So these are different examples of that. And, like Dr. Benjamin Hardy, like I never imagined that I would be in Florida chatting with him after, following him, when I just felt like a nobody. I'm not saying that I'm a somebody now, but you know, I mean, I was really at the early stages of my journey and thinking that he was a god. You know, he wrote such incredible blogs that went viral, and he's just a normal guy like you and me, and you know, humble, really great guy. And he's great at helping people to 10x their lives and their businesses. Okay, so on that note, and I'm sharing about those manifestations because I'm pretty good at manifesting. It's, you know, I do have incredible synchronicities that happen to me, but I've learned it. I've been learning about manifestation for years. And so I'm sharing a bonus. Bonus number 4 is manifestation mastery. And that is about understanding manifestation energy and waves, vibration and frequency, about creating an abundance mindset. We're not in lack, we're in abundance. Sharing meditation for manifestation. I just ran a 30-day free challenge using Dr. Joe Dispenza's work. Incredible. And meditation is an important part of the manifestation process. About healing your survival emotions, because you don't want to be in survival energy. You want to be in elevated energy to manifest. Creating something called a mind movie. You learn that in Manifestation Mastery Program. Affirmations, surrender, and prayer. Following your highest joy and nudges, synchronicities. There's lots in there. That's just a portion of it, and that is valued at $2,000. And you guys are going to get that. I'm running it. I can't remember. Is it June? I think I have to check my calendar. But yeah, you'll be getting it live, or of course you can catch the replays and for sure implement it, because that is going to help accelerate your journey. Because what you're going to do is visualize yourself getting that 10K in a day award. Okay, so for the next 3 signups for the Fired Up Coaching Academy, what I'm going to do, this bonus is only available for the next 3 signups. And this is, do you remember what this is? This is the certification. What I'm going to do is I'm going to offer you for free. You don't have to pay the $2,000 extra if you want to do the certification. Now, what I'm going to say also, because it's 5 90-minute sessions with me, you could alternatively use those as 5 90-minute sessions with me for business strategy. If you're thinking like, well, I'm not sure, I already have a coaching certification, you can use them for something else. So I'm removing the extra $2,000 for the next 3 people who sign up. Then you benefit from getting the that $2,000, you know, that you don't have to pay it. And so you'll have to check with me, because I don't know if those 3 are going to be gone or not. I'm just limiting it to 3 people. So if I was you, if this is speaking to you, I would do it now. Do it now. Don't wait for a sign on the wall that says FUCA, F-U-C-A. You might see F-U-C-K actually somewhere, but don't wait for that. Just go for it now, because if you feel it in your gut, then trust. I didn't need to see that sign, because I really had that feeling that I really wanted to work with Mark, and it was great though that the divine intervention came. Okay, so what you will get, this is to remind you of everything that you'll get when you join the Fired Up Coaching Academy, FUCA for short. Okay, you'll get the content, everything in the investment bank, all the content, the 4 modules, and you will get the 2 weekly group coaching calls. So that was 10,000 and then 9,200 for the 2 group coaching calls weekly. You'll get the Facebook group support for a year, valued at $5,000, and you will get the bonuses. The first bonus, this one, the high ticket sales workshop, man, that's going to really be good. They're all great, but I'm excited for that. You'll get the meditation bundle. These are already created. I'll send you those. That's valued at $299. Remember with the mantras, etc. Everything is always working out for me. Bonus number 3, the Fired Up Fitness Program, that is valued at $500, or you know what, depending on how much you could get 10 extra years in your life. I recently helped a client to lose more than 40 pounds, and I'm not sure if his type 2 diabetes is reversed, but we're working on that. And you know, you can't put a value on that. That's like maybe 10 years extra on his life, you know? It's just priceless. Our health is our wealth. And I really do emphasize that with clients. I do not advertise myself as a health coach, but anybody that follows me knows that I'm very, I mean, I say passionate, but I just believe that it's in order to lead. What's the point in being a freedompreneur and you have gained all this money and you're thrilled about that, but you've got a really unhealthy lifestyle and you're waking up feeling lethargic and you're in a brain fog and you're not on it, you know? So that's why the health side is so important. Okay. Number 4, bonus number 4 is Manifestation Mastery, which is valued at $2,000. It's going to be an epic program. And bonus number 5, only for the next 3 people, is the coaching certification, which is 5 hours, 1.5 hours long, 5 hours sessions with me that you can use either to get your coaching certification, which I would highly recommend if you're not already a coach, or you can use it for business strategy. I'm sure I'll throw in a bit of business strategy when we're doing the coaching certification as well to help you to make sure you're on the right track to get your 10K in a day. And if you do 10K in a day once, you can do it many times. And by the way, let me continue. The total value of that is $29,999. I did not on purpose put the 9999 there, but that's what it came to, $29,999 value. However, whoa. Oh, hang on a second. Now that's really interesting. It went back to the start. Bear with me. However, I am not going to charge all of that, even though that's what the value is. I am going to remove an amount of that. And, okay, that's really interesting. Okay, hang on a second. Let me get to the slides. The drum roll. Stay tuned because this is going to be an incredible, incredible offer. Oh, by the way, there's the coaching certification. You can see it now. That was what was missing, the photo, 50 logged calls and 5 coaching call recordings. Okay. Oh, there's the shred. Oh, darn it. It's not showing. Oh, the shred on the wall. That was so great. Well, we'll see it another time. Okay. And let me get to the value. So I am not going to charge you. Let's see if it works this time. Canvas doing something interesting. No, you do not have to pay $29,999. You pay $10,000 for all of it, for all the bonuses, and especially if you're among the first 3 for the core modules and a year inside the academy. So this is to remind you of what you will get: the Fired Up Coaching Academy, the 2 weekly group coaching calls, the Facebook group support for a year, the high ticket sales workshop, the meditation bundle, Fired Up Fitness program, Manifestation Mastery, the coaching certification, or 5 business strategies calls. So your investment is $10,000, or you can pay monthly and it's $1,000 per month. So it's a little bit extra, but it's also like if you're thinking, I don't have $10,000, well, you can get on immediately with $1,000. And yes, that means that you will get the 5 by 1.5 hours, and you will have to have paid a certain amount in order for me to proceed with those. But yeah, you can be amongst the first 3. Okay, so your goal is to get a 10K in a day award. That's really what we're going to be focusing on. And also, I have a very big vision for the Fired Up Coaching Academy. So I'm really excited for 12 people, 12 apostles, 12 people to be inside. And once 12 are in there, what I want to do is really, get you to a point where you're really coaching well and you get your 10K in a day award. And when you get your 10K in a day award, then you are going to be able to coach to add, we'll add an extra coaching day on because the group will get bigger, and then you can coach that. You can tell them because you know how to do it, you know the strategy, so you can additionally coach, and I will pay you inside the Fired Up Coaching Academy. That is my vision. Now, I cannot promise that, but I'm letting you know that is my vision for the Fired Up Coaching Academy. So that's how I see it expanding. So if that would be interesting to you, then that's something to bear in mind. Okay, in order to sign up, here's where you go: bit.ly. This is the URL. You type this URL right now into your browser: bit.ly/fuka-order-form. It's not case sensitive, but yeah, it's all lowercase here. So bit.ly/fuka-order-form. That will bring you directly to the order form. There's also a sales page that you can check out, but you know what? If you feel that you really want in, then go for it now to be in with, to be amongst the first 3. Winston Churchill, I love this quote from him. He said, "To each there comes in their lifetime a special moment when they are figuratively tapped on the shoulder and offered the chance to do a very special thing, unique to them and fitted to their talents. What a tragedy if that moment finds them unprepared or unqualified for that which could have been their finest hour. So you got an incredible, incredible opportunity here. You're in good hands with me. I'm going to help you to stay focused. Just stick to that very specific 4-step strategy and get your 10K in a day. How will that feel for you to make 10K in a day? If you're thinking it's too late, like, no, I'm too old for that, I want to share with you why it's not too late. It's never too late. Look at this. I loved this. I saw this on YouTube last week. Her name is Dr. Gladys McGarry. She's in my Fired Up Coaching Academy sharing her message. I'm joking. She's not inside the Fired Up Coaching Academy. I would love to have her in there though. But look at her. The video starts with her saying, I should have even shared the video. She says, I believe I still have a message to share. And she shares a beautiful, important message. And my point with sharing this with you is that it's never too late. It's never too late to have an impact. It's never too late to show up and share your truth. And if you're thinking, yeah, but I wouldn't know what to say, think about what you've overcome in your life. What was hard for you, but you overcame it? There is somebody that is struggling right now in that place where they're feeling really challenged, and you could help them. So the sooner that you learn your coaching, and even before you're qualified, you can already help people with a few simple guidelines on how to move them forward. That is the goal of coaching, is to move your client forward. And that's always the question to ask. Did I help the client to move forward in this session? But you might also be thinking, it's too expensive, that's so much money. What if you decided to go all in and make your 10K in a day by the end of this year? Or sooner. You could even do it in a month. I mean, if you're, depending on what stage that you're at, then you could do it much faster than that. But, what if you believe that was possible? Remember, belief is the #1 key. And you decided, yeah, I'm going to do it. Because if you can do it once, how many times can you do it? Yeah, and you're not going to earn 10K in a day continuously. It's going to be, remember how I showed you, you can get to earn a lot more with more participants showing up and then raising your prices. So believe that it's possible for you. Instead of looking at, oh gosh, I mean, look at me, I didn't have the money at the time to invest with Mark Getty, but oh my God, it's just what I've gotten from that and continue to get from it is just, you just can't put a price on that, these things that might seem like a lot of money at the time, but it's life-changing. It changes the trajectory of your life. If you're thinking also, oh, but I've already spent money on something and it didn't work, I wasted a lot of money and I just can't do it again. I get that. If you've been burned, I've been burned too. And I do understand that. But at the same time, make that count. Don't give up on yourself. Decide that, yes, I made those mistakes, but because of that, use that pain as power and as purpose and say, yeah, I'm not going to just give up on myself and give up on my vision and just spend my life just regretting or reminiscing. I'm going to make it count. I'm going to step up now. And Eva shared a very simple strategy, a very simple formula for how I can 10x my life. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go all in. And Neva's going to be there to keep me accountable. And it's really step by step. That's what I like about this approach. I've been coaching a long time and, really reflecting on what's the best thing I can do to help clients. And that's why I love this offer that I'm sharing with you guys, because it really is my compelling offer that I know that this works. I know that you've got everything in there to become a good coach and good at marketing, good at sales, and to have a real impact in the world and to be able to share your message and get it out there in a succinct way that you can practice, right? And, repeatedly share. So don't give up on yourself, no matter what stage you're at. It's never too late, and just decide now to make it count. So you go to bit.ly/fuka-order.form, and I will see you on the other side. I'll be delighted to have you on board. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know what your takeaways were from this, and let me know when you've signed up so I can celebrate you with you. Start thinking already about your 10K in a day award. Lots of love.